Hey everybody, Josh here from Suggestive Gaming, and I have hit 250,000 subscribers on YouTube. First off, thank you all so much for subscribing and supporting the channel through all these years. And second off, to celebrate, I decided about a month ago to ask you guys to ask me questions. And we'll do like a little Q&A as part of the celebration. So, without further ado, let's do it. So first we're going to go through the questions that were asked over on Twitter. Make sure you follow me over there at Suggestive Games on Twitter. So let's go through some of those right now. Big supporter of the show for all these years, AJ Williams asks, what was your favorite moment from a footage capture stream? And to that, I'll probably have to say finishing the Kingdom Hearts series. He also asked, what is a game series you want to cover but you don't want to cover because you either hate the game or there's just too much content? Probably the big one there is Fallout. Like, I would really love to cover Fallout. There's just so much. That or Persona. Persona would be another one where, like, even the story wouldn't be too much to pull, but playing through all those games would take so long. Rob at Uncharted Raider asks, what was your most favorite video you made, and if you could redo one video, what would it be? Great question. My favorite video to make thus far has been the Devil May Cry video, because I actually legitimately enjoyed playing through those games, and coming as somebody who I had only ever played the DMC reboot before that, it was cool to get into the lore and learn the story and then present it as well. So that was a lot of fun. And to his second question, if I could redo one video, what would it be? I've said this for a while, but probably Dead Rising, because there were a lot of mistakes in that video. I missed out on a couple games. It was when I still wasn't as hardcore as I am now, so I'd like to go back and redo that one, because that one was pretty successful, but it shouldn't have been because it wasn't as good as it should have been. So I'd love to kind of fix that, but who knows? Maybe one day I'll do it and include Dead Rising 4 as well. Alright, so only a couple questions came over on Twitter, so let's look to the big ones. The ones that came through over here on YouTube. Let's take a look-see. Blake QI asks, got any plan for a Persona timeline? Refer to my previous response. Love to, just it would take me a while. Maybe one day, but not anytime soon. A very sweaty Cujo asks, what planned story summaries for games do you have in the making, and would you make polls in the future to decide them? I've done polls in the past. The problem is, with how long these videos take to make, I really have to plan them accordingly. So, like, for example, if like one video is only going to cover one game, but another video is going to cover like 6 games, I have to really kind of plan out how I'm going to play those games to capture all the footage, and how I'm going to kind of stagger out the releases. As you can see, like, sometimes I'll release like 3 videos in a 2-month span, and then sometimes I'll release one video in 6 months. Like, it really takes a lot of time to make these, and I try to get them out for certain releases. So polls are hard to do. Sometimes I'll do like a poll like, hey, if I were to make a video for this game, would you like to see it presented this way or this way? Things like that. I like to get the feedback beforehand, but sometimes I just keep my head down and I just truck forward trying to get these things done. But to his first question, what planned story summaries for games do you have in the making? Right now, for February, we've got 2 big releases coming out in the video game sphere, and that's the new Dying Light and the new Horizon, and the new Horizon Forbidden West, not Forza Horizon, which came out a couple months ago. Those 2 are the ones I'm working on right now. I'm enjoying making one a lot more than the other, and go follow me on Twitter and you can find out which one I'm talking about. What is the hardest game you've covered so far? Asks Deandra. In terms of difficulty, it would probably be... I'll probably go with Kingdom Hearts, though. Chain of Memories really took a lot out of me. So we're going to go with Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, actually, because those card game mechanics did not gel with me at all. So let's go with that. What is a game franchise you will never cover? Asks Blue Blazing. For a while, I've said that's probably Mortal Kombat. People always ask for me to cover the franchise, the whole Mortal Kombat franchise, and it's just, I don't think I ever would, just because I hate fighting games, and I could not see myself playing that many fighting games to get through all the stories. So sorry, but no Mortal Kombat. Dead Fox asks, is there a particular game that has taught you anything significant or that has an impact in your life in some way. I don't know if this is a game that I've covered for the show or just in general, so I'm just going to answer it in general. I'm going to go with Metal Gear. The Metal Gear franchise has really impacted me over the years. I connected with the characters. I started playing when the first Metal Gear Solid was released, so I kind of grew up with those games as they released, all through Metal Gear Solid 5. They were such a big part of my life, and also, like, those were Metal Gear Solid 3 was the first game I remember just being super, super hyped and watching every single trailer and dissecting everything to try to figure out what this story was going to be, because at the time it wasn't announced that it was a prequel. And also, those games have a very strong message. Both, each game has its own message, but then the franchise in general just has a very strong socio-political message that I think has really actually kind of framed the way that I formed certain opinions, and I'm a huge fan, and that would be it. AS asks, any suggestions on how YouTube could improve the reporting process for content creators when content has been stolen and or copied from? If you're familiar with the channel, I've had a few instances of content theft, my content being stolen either directly in terms of being downloaded and then re-uploaded, sometimes with other people just re-recording my script so that it's not as obvious, sometimes just my content uploaded. Like, there is a content matching system. It's not perfect. In my experience, it hasn't really been that useful in general. I mean, the fact that YouTube can transcribe audio and they don't transcribe audio and then transcribe my audio, compare the two and show like, hey, this person is just reading your video's captions. To me, that would be the big one. It's just better content matching and showing it to me. If you're interested in reading about my history with content theft on YouTube, I recommend reading this article that I will link in the description that I wrote. It details my entire history and kind of my thoughts and opinions, and there's some stuff in there. Ashist asks, what's your favorite game genre? Good question, but I'm probably going to say like action-adventure. As you can see, I like adventure games quite a bit, and action-adventure games I really love. Like when I played through Psychonauts and Horizon Zero Dawn, actually, the most recent game I played for the show, I love just exploring and getting totally immersed in a world and learning about characters and finding all the hidden things. Like, that's what I love more than just shooty, blowy uppy stuff. Daniel Martyrs, sorry. I don't have a great history with pronunciations if you've ever watched any of my videos. He doesn't really have a question. All he said was a Fallout timeline. Again, refer to the previous question. I would love to do it. It just probably isn't going to happen anytime soon. Dylan Bankston asks, any games you're looking forward to and Game of the Year? Ooh. Game of the Year is probably Village, Resident Evil Village. I loved it. Like, from start to finish, I loved Resident Evil Village. Hey, Josh from the future here. I forgot to answer the first part of that question, which is what games am I looking forward to? Horizon, Forbidden West. Oh my god, I want to play that game so bad. Okay, bye. Back to the other one. All right, Ambingora asks, what do you like doing in your free time? Music production. I play guitar. I sing. I write music. It's been a while since I've really done anything seriously. That's kind of what I like doing in my free time. I very rarely have free time because most of my free time is spent doing suggestive gaming. So basically all of my free time is spent doing suggestive gaming. And when I'm not doing that, hanging out with my girlfriend. Alfred Flores asks, how long do you edit the vids? That depends on a lot of factors, actually. So like something like Halo Wars. When I made that video, that was like that. I think I may have even edited that in like one sitting. Because once I have the voiceover and everything, if all I'm doing is pulling clips from cutscenes from the footage, easy to find the clips, especially if it's a fairly linear game. So I could just plunk it in, get it edited in a couple hours. But then you've got something like the Tomb Raider videos. Like, those are a perfect example because that ran the gamut. Because like the classic timeline was basically only cutscenes that I had to pull from footage provided by Steve of War. Great YouTuber, go subscribe to him. It was very easy to just pull out the clips that I needed and put them in order. Because part of the editing process, a big part of the editing process, is just finding the clips that I need from hours and hours and hours of footage. That editing process can take quite a bit of time. However, the big thing. The big time sinks for these videos, and you'll see this in the Tomb Raider video, in the Resident Evil to an extent video, but a big part of the Silent Hill video was comics. And comics take me a really long time to edit, because if you'll notice, what I try to do is Photoshop out the speech bubbles. And I do that because it's the same reason I don't include subtitles in video capture footage. I don't want the text on screen to be distracting to the viewer as I'm talking. I feel if I'm talking and saying something and there's text on the screen, it's very disorienting to the viewer to have to listen to something and read something different. So I Photoshop out all of the speech bubbles that I can. And then I also go through and edit the pages to make it a little more presentable. Sometimes it's very easy motion. Sometimes the motion's a little bit more involved. The Batman video, I really tried to add some animation to the comic panels, and then I quickly learned that took a really long time, both to actually do the work to animate it, but then it took a really long time to render because of certain effects and things I was doing. Very long answer to a very short question. It takes me a very long time to edit some videos. The Silent Hill video, for example, took me, I think, probably about 60 hours to edit, and I did that all over the course of 5 days. I was basically working from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to sleep. So that one was pretty rough, but sometimes it can be super easy. So editing varies greatly from video to video. All right, Hey How You Doing asks, what is your favorite video game of all time? I've always said that all of my favorite games start with the letter M and end with the number 2. I love Mega Man 2. I love Mass Effect 2. I love Metal Gear Solid 2. I love Monkey Island 2. And I'm sure there's more if I were to think about it. It's a really weird coincidence, but if I had to pick my favorite game of all time, it's probably Mega Man 2. I feel like even now, that game is nearly perfect. That game is insanely solid. Rock solid, pun intended. Have you ever played Girls Frontline or WW2 shooter Enlisted, asks Swordsman of the South. No. Finally, our last question for the day. Punished American Swordsman to Swordsman asks, who is your waifu? I had to think about this one for a while. I did. And then I realized it was a really easy answer. It's Fujiko Mine from the Lupin the Third series. So there you go. That's it. That was my Q&A for 250,000 subscribers. Again, thank you guys so much for being with me on this journey. It's been pretty incredible. We're going on 6 years now, pretty close to the 6-year mark. And this channel just keeps growing and it keeps getting better and better. The videos I'm trying to keep making bigger and bigger. The Tomb Raider series that I did this year with Steve of War was something that I wanted to do for a while, cover every single Tomb Raider game. I'm trying to make these bigger and better and more comprehensive as time goes on. And as you can see, it makes to the videos taking longer to come out because I am just one person doing all of this work. All of the recording of the footage, all of the writing of the scripts, all of the voice recording for the voiceovers, unless I get some help from good friends like Steve of War, Kristen on the Batman video, and of course the 2-bit players who have been amazing to work with, and they have been on 2 of my favorite biggest videos that I've done thus far. I've been trying to make it as big as I possibly can, and the fact that you guys are here supporting me through all of this hard work, it really means a lot, and it makes all of this worth it. And I love seeing you guys who pop into the streams when I stream my recording sessions. I love communicating with you guys in here on the community tab, in the comments, of course, and over on Twitter. Again, make sure you follow me over there. You can talk with me there. And additionally, we do have a small community over on Discord, and there is a link in the description here to go and join that. And you can chat with me. You can chat with Chris and Frank, who were other early members of the channel, and of course all of the great people that we've met through this entire process. It's great. It's great to meet amazing people through this weird happenstance of a YouTube channel that just happened to kind of pick up steam, and it's been a huge part of my life for the past 6 years, and it's changed my life in many ways. So thank you all so much. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for watching every other video. And you know, if you want me to do more videos like this where I talk to you, let me know, because I'd love to. I feel that on the channel my personality doesn't really come through that often, because a lot of the videos are just, you know, I go through the narrative. I don't really express my personality that much. So let me know. I can do more kind of personal stuff, reviews or things of that nature. Just trying to figure out what I can do for you guys. So thank you again so much, and here's to the next 250,000. See you guys.